Good afternoon.
The Chief Minister started the press conference mourning the COVID deaths. 3 more today, 14 in the past week, 66 this month, and 73 since the 11th of November.
We will mourn together. When we are able to gather and congregate, we owe it to our dead to mourn them collectively as a people. And we will do so in a way that enables us all to join together in that moment of national mourning. We must also mark the lives of those that we have lost. And so I announce to you today that I will bring a motion to our Parliament so that we will, I'm sure unanimously, commemorate this loss of life in a permanent monument to those that we have lost to COVID-19.
The Chief Minister confirmed an extraordinary feat by GHA staff. To date, in the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccination programme, not a single dose of the vaccine has been wasted so far. And we're expecting a further 8,000 vaccines to arrive on an RAF plane tomorrow. Fabian Picardo said things are improving and the GHA is now ready to de-escalate from black alert to red. The number of positive cases is 369 and going down. At the moment there are 8 in critical care, all ventilated and some, sadly, deteriorating. There are a further 29 hospitalizations, with these patients stable or improving. In the elderly residential services there are now 29 positives. 3 of these are not doing well. As a result of the reduction in new cases, Mr. Picardo announced a range of measures effective Monday.
You should nonetheless work from home if you can. You should please not leave your home unless you have to, or for exercise unless you can avoid it. That is our strong advice. A curfew will remain in place for everyone during the period from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
It's a tough reality for the over 70s, the only demographic for whom the lockdown continues.
Citizens over the age of 70 will be required by law to remain at home for the next 14 days. The only exceptions for the over 70s will be medical appointments, work, shopping for essentials, and an hour of exercise. We will be therefore reintroducing golden hour as from Monday.
Non-essential shops can open, but they'll have to close on Saturdays and Sundays until at least the 27th or 28th of February. Gyms and sports clubs will be subject to controls and permits that will be issued by the Director of Public Health. Hairdressers and beauty salons will only be able to operate on the basis of restrictions. Catering establishments will remain closed for another month. Wearing masks will remain mandatory. The Upper Rock will remain closed to traffic but open to walkers. Children's parks will, however, remain closed for now. Therapists will be made available for children who attend St. Martin's School and the Early Birds Nursery.
No more than 2 households should gather. The number of persons that will be able to gather in a public place will be set at 8. Places of worship will be able to open for prayer and worship, but only in respect of numbers previously approved by the Civil Contingency Office, always observing the strictest rules of social distancing and wearing of masks, as well as hand sanitizing protocols. I should also bring to people's attention the fact that rules have been hardened in La Línea and the Campo de Gibraltar. La Línea is in effect in a lockdown. Catering is closed and exiting and leaving La Línea is not allowed other than for permitted purposes. I would urge our own people, therefore, not to seek to exit Gibraltar, other than for the purposes that are permitted once you are in Spain, and that you should familiarise yourself with to ensure that you do not fall foul of Spanish law once in Spain.
Carrying the heavy weight of 73 deaths to COVID-19 so far, Gibraltar begins to exit its second lockdown. Restrictions will be reviewed weekly.